All right. Start today. The town of Wyland's Gulch in the dry lands. Not too long ago, only it seems a week, Colossus had risen up, telling everyone that the old stories of the old gods may be true, that Kudamat may be rising. Still, some think that's just a legend, while others of religious intent and worshippers of the old gods have come and say the time is ready to get on his side, or to rebel, or to repent, all types of things and messages that they are given. One thing for sure is true, that the guardians of this place, the good, the law-abiding and righteous that served Wyland's Gulch, are gone. Rounded up by the sheriff himself to go take care in the north, near the weeping caves, the rising of the Colossus. They were crushed in a battle many say only lasted a few seconds. And now, a call has gone out by Mayor Logan Hartley himself, or herself, in order to find new ones to rise up. And she doesn't much care where they come from, what they've done in the past. Because whatever this thing that has arisen is, whether a precursor of a greater threat or something just long lost, needs to be put down so things can get on with business. Now, utilizing the old sheriff's office as kind of a hideout and place to sleep off any type of alcohol that's too much in your system, most of y'all had already gathered. Because of this, all assembled by Littlefoot. Now, of course, the last to arrive is Farla. Farla, what's it look like?
Slowly hobbling in to the hideout or to the sheriff's office. Farla's wearing a neat dress and looking a little disgruntled. She steps in and kind of scans the room, looking at who's gathered, and spots Jake in the corner and gives a sheepish grin, saying, "So, you still got the bag?"
Farla friend. He sort of turns and wedges that thing on the side. A little compartment opens.
Ah, yes. I'm so glad you still got it.
Pulls it down, sets it down, tilts his head.
Father quickly pockets the Essentia bag, knowing that We recently went on a little bit of a mission to obtain this. And then suddenly notices the kind of downcast expression or more morose looks of the other patrons in the establishment and thinks, what's going on here, Jake?
Jake sort of looks quizzically uncertain. Came with friend Shepard.
Okay. Might there be a leaflet or the flyer on a table or stuck on a wall that, is taking up space?
Well,
Good to see you, Farla. And I will slide the wanted poster over to you.
Oh, thanks, Shepard. I hadn't seen that. Are you gathering to take this down?
That's what it seems we were sent here for.
Goodness, that's a heavy duty. I'm not sure the lot of us can stand up to something like that.
What you thinking, Littlefoot?
I think we got a lot to look forward to. That essentially is calling my name for sure.
We're all here just for the Essentia, because that could be a nasty divide at the end.
We'll discuss that when the time comes, I think.
Well, all right. I'll devote my abilities, my efforts towards the cause, but I gotta warn you, I've not dealt with something quite this size before.
I think it might be pretty new to all of us right now. Seems like it's a pretty nasty creature. It's new to these lands. I haven't really dealt with too much before.
And who are you? I'm gonna look over towards Speedy.
Well, Speedy, because he remembers that little story he was told about Farla. Kind of eyeing you up and down. Not quite sure what to make of you. Takes a little step back. It's like, sure killing Colossus isn't one of those, in one of those 100 ways you can kill people? Huh? Sure Colossus isn't on that list, is he? Takes another step back.
Well, there's more space on the list. 101 doesn't seem like much of a stretch.
And Speedy, because he wants to, still keep his manliness about him, is gonna take the strong ale off the table. Take another sip. And over to, I don't know if you can handle this, but here you go.
I think I'm gonna have a look at the strong ale and politely decline, push it back across the table.
I can't blame you. This will put hair on your feet.
On my hoofs. hair between my hoofs.
Hair between your hoofs.
I'm not partial to this kind of beverage, but thank you.
Jake is sort of watching the whole conversation and sort of looking curiously. He can't see the wanted poster, so he's sort of like looking back and forth, like, what thing kill? What thing we killing?
Have you not seen the wreckage outside?
Much wreckage. Yes. But on poster. He literally has not seen the poster. He doesn't know.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll grab it and I'll show it. I'm gonna hold it in front of your little eyes.
The minute he sees it, you see him back up. His ears go back. His tail goes down, and he backs up. Says,
That's the level of fear I'm feeling.
Old
Sorry.
creature. Old creature. No kill. No fight. Old creature. Death. Only death. And he's full on in that position.
Shepard, I don't really know what to say to Jake because I'm feeling much the same.
put a hand on Jake's back to kind of ease him, but say, "Caution is wise. This is an old spirit, but we may have a chance against it."
What's your plan?
Littlefoot?
And Littlefoot's kind of like, wasn't even really paying attention too much. He's kind of like, yeah, the plan. Yeah. And he just kind of, he has no idea. He looks really flustered, like trying to think in a moment. Yeah, the plan. About that, I don't really have a plan for this. I kind of thought we'd just wing it, maybe. I mean, we're all pretty capable people here. I just saw the wanted poster and, thought we'd be perfect fit.
Not die. Good plan.
Yeah, he's got the right idea.
Jake,
What?
do you reckon you could track him down? Could you use your senses to get us a lead on where he is now? The desert's a big place.
Matt, do these things generally have a lot of essentia associated with them?
So absolutely. In fact, there is no doubt in your mind what direction this thing is in. Around it supercharges essentia. So the smell of it actually makes it hard for you to not go towards it, because the whole area, like, you're smelling this hundreds of miles away. It's just like there, like I would say a fine dinner with the wind waving in, and it's more powerful and contains more power or magic than any type of other crystal that's ever been taken from this area.
I have an ability called Gifted Tracker, where I can pretty much hunt down a specific creature or a group of creatures. And what I'm thinking is, since Jake is possibly my spirit guide, that I actually use my ability through Jake.
All right. So here, is your plan to go right away? Any supplies or any things you want to figure out or visit in Wildland Sculpts before you start to make your ways out?
Well,
So
he's gonna look
Jake
at
will.
Littlefoot. He's gonna look at Littlefoot and just, hopefully not for everyone to see, but he's just gonna look at Littlefoot and be like, "So, wing it, huh? Was wing it how?" And he's gonna rub the little bullet hole on his shell. Was that wing it, or is this
Hey, look, we won the
New
fight. The
wing
fight
it.
was won. Come on. It worked. It worked. I'm not dead. You're not dead. We both, we made it out. That was a pretty good wing it situation.
It's inescapable logic. I say we do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very winnable.
Do any of us have just like for Jim? Do we have any knowledge of no one's ever fought a Colossus before, right?
No, people have. They're just dead.
Oh, fair. Okay. No one successfully fought a Colossus before.
This is the first Colossus that's ever been raised,
Okay.
and you would be the second people to ever try to fight it.
Okay.
I think that, given how you described it and how it relation to essence, Jake has seen it. I think Jake probably got attracted to that big pulse of essence, went in that direction, and then saw it and ran. So I think Jake has laid eyes on it probably, but I don't think has fought it. And I think Jake, to your question, Farla, Jake sort of almost like doesn't want to look at you, and he just sort of almost mumbles, Jake knows where it is. Jake can take Farla, and friends, but danger, death.
If I'm being honest, the idea of being chased by this Colossus, or even fought by this Colossus, scares the shiznit out of me. So, what if we were to take a more subtle approach? What if we tried to round on it in a way that it didn't see us coming?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. It's a great tactic. I think surprising it could be really essential to any attack we do, especially if it's as big as they say it is.
Yeah, solid plan. I was gonna say the same thing, but she said it first. So yeah, I agree.
Well, if we find that it's close to, let me take a look at my map, sorry. If we find that it's close to the center, and we can climb one of those tall plateaus, perhaps we can leap on it. We can get right to the core and attack with all our might. Y'all don't have any trouble leaping, right?
Depends what you mean by leap. I can hop a little. Not much. No, not at all.
Okay, well, if you can't leap, we'll just push you. That's fine.
I'm good at that.
All right. Well, Jake, do you want to... Well, before we head out, does anyone want to grab supplies, water, food? We get a sleeping mat. If you want to get a hang gliding system in case, Speedy, you don't want to leap, that's possible.
Yeah. Keep in mind, this is wide open, just as your guidance. So if you wanted to talk to the mayor, or you could talk, whatever you want to do, this is one of those things that you wide town. And if you were trying to get some of this information, you wanted to see if you could find people to talk to, that's also something that's possible.
Was that a no to the hang glider?
Yeah, I'm good. I think I'm ready to head out. Unless you guys have questions for the mayor, I don't know. This wanted sign seems pretty straightforward, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, yeah. Speedy's built like an anvil. Like flight not really his thing. So probably not gonna.
Well, I'm wondering, is the mayor in the room with us?
No,
No, we
No,
haven't
Drunk on the floor.
you just have this thing and you've read it and you're like, let's go. Like, that's all there.
kick him.
I'm just saying you're in one building of the town, and it's up to you what you want to do. So.
Okay. Maybe we should meet the mayor and just see if there's some obvious flaw in the system. If these people were all sheared in half, perhaps we gotta find something that prevents us being sheared in half.
Maybe there was a survivor. Maybe.
Or
That could be interesting.
at least someone who observed it from a distance.
Littlefoot,
Yeah.
you seem to know a bit about, I don't know, native stuff. Do you know
Yeah.
things about anatomy? Do you know things about entrails?
It really just depends. I do a lot of tracking for wildlife and things like that, but I think that the best idea would to be definitely to see if we know anybody or can find anyone that has seen the attacks maybe of the giant, so we can kind of get a head start and what to look out for if we do come across it, get close to it, or if it has any weak points. I think that's like the key here is finding its weak spots. That's kind of how it goes with hunting animals. You got to find their weaknesses and attack it that way. So I'm all for asking the mayor if they've seen anybody. I mean, he has to have known about the colossal incident somehow and where it's going, and maybe he's got more information behind the wanted poster in general. Maybe he was connected to somebody that died during the attack or something. So I'm all for asking the mayor if you guys are with that. I think we should seek him out.
Let's get that information. Come on, boys, let's do it.
The sparse official presence here in Wildlands Gulch right now, you're able to make your way out and find your way to the office of the mayor, Miss Logan Hartley herself. Is coming on in. It's looks like there are places where in this place of government that lofty things maybe once had been made, but right now you can see the mayor herself, recognizable by her big mayor pin that she wears, but it's dirty, her clothes a little frayed, as though she's been spending many a sleepless night here. You can even see what looks like amounts to a little bit of a blanket and a pillow that's a little dirty as she's at a desk writing, and around her are also frazzled workers who are working right with her. Looking up, her eyes glaze over all of you. A little bit of a quirk of her head towards Farla. And another puzzled expression as she realizes this particular person is standing next to a shepherd. And just nods. And then looks at the wanted ad poster itself. Stands up real quick, tries to straighten her dress and her hair. She says, well, might I assume you are here to become the newest employees of Wyland's Gulch?
That's certainly one way to put it. We might be the newest fodder for the Colossus, but I like your opinion.
Well, welcome. Come on and sit down here. Get them some water, for goodness sakes. Now, glad you came in. Your intention is to go after and save us from this bestial thing, I'm sure, and get paid while you're at it. That chest is waiting for people who are brave and able. Looks like it meets all of your descriptions. Look at you.
I just figured you could use all the help you could get.
Well, that is true. You can fight that thing and take it down. That would be very helpful and very well compensated, as says in our ad, I might add. So, is there something I could help you? Do you have questions?
Was there anyone who saw the fight against the Colossus that made it back?
There were a few survivors. Yes, I interviewed a few, and she kind of looks, and there's one gentleman who you realize while they're looks like they should be writing, they have a quill over some parchment paper. Their hand is shaking so horribly that they haven't been able to write a word since you've been here. Jimmy over there was meant to be my observer and hasn't quite been the same since. You're free to talk to him, I guess.
I just want to whisper to Jake. Jake, do you reckon you could lift his spirits a little? Go give him a sniff?
Friend Farla wants me to find essence on person shaking.
Oh, no. Go, I don't know, support him a little. Give him a nudge.
Go make a new friend, Jake.
Jake will turn around and look confused, trot over, nudge this individual probably harder than he should. His nose, because he is a mechanical dog.
That's right, Jake. Let's do the first roll of our game, and please give me a presence.
Essence. Hold on, let me check my.
This is in fresh cut grass, or
Demiplane?
oh, in Demiplane. It'll show the roll in there, or no? He just tells us.
Oh, he was just telling us. Yeah.
That's a 17 with hope.
Okay. All right. So mark a hope. You get a hope for that.
Okay.
And that's success as they kind of look down. Jimmy does. He goes, well, okay. At first, a little freaked out, but then as you kind of sniff, he goes, hi there. Well, aren't you just the friendliest little thing? And starts to pat, and as he runs his hands over your metallic body, they kind of get smoother, less shaky. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
So, Jimmy, why don't you tell us a little of what happened out there? I'm sorry to ask you to talk about it, but we're hoping to make a difference.
That's all right. And here's the look of someone who's like had a clear thought for the first time in days. Right. I've never seen anything like it. Well, I guess I have. We were out there hunting for it. And we had followed the path of the... I don't even know what you'd call these things. All around, you could feel Essentia getting more powerful, and there are these things that almost were made out of it, glowing red and yellow, like as though it had been changed somehow from its blue, like trying to stab you. And we were fighting them off, and we had cornered next to this large mesa when, well, the mesa moved, rose up from the ground, and we saw it. Massive, biggest thing I'd ever seen, 100 feet long. And it moved. And the sheriff and at least 6 of people he brought with us died in its first step down.
I'm sorry, did you say the mesa moved? The whole damn thing?
Yep. That's what it is. It's one big mesa that walks around. This face like a bird of rock and stone. Started pecking them apart. Lifted up its foot like it was disgusted. It had stepped in something and just started pecking into their bodies, taking out heart and whatever it could get before it kept on going. They shot at it, but just hit off the rock. And it took another step, and then I was the only one left.
I'm so sorry.
And I just got down, and I stayed as still as I could until it walked away.
Did you see anything odd about it other than the fact that it's this nasty giant creature eating your friends? Like, is there anything glowing from it or something that kind of caught you off guard when you looked at it that you might think could be helpful information for us when we try and fight it? Anything you noticed that seemed out of the ordinary other than the fact that it's a nasty monster?
Yes, I'm going to have a presence roll from you too, trying to get his brain to go from just reliving this to trying to understand it.
I got a 16 with hope.
With hope. Mark your hope, please. Though he sits there and tries to understand it a little, and he thinks. Well. Alright. Yeah. On its head, there was an outcropping of Essentia. It glowed. And like just the brightest thing I'd ever seen. Looks like what you wish you'd find when you'd go in a mine. And then coming out of its back was something similar. A huge, huge cluster. Bright like fire.
That's interesting.
Thank you for that. That's a lot of help. I don't want to keep pulling stuff out of you. I'm gonna let you be for a little bit. I know you've been through a lot, so thank you for your information so far. It's great.
If you need to relieve some of the burden on your soul, or have a chat with someone with sympathetic ears, you're always welcome down at the chapel. My father will happily talk to you about any of your troubles.
Who's your dad?
Oh, that's my father, Preacher Vince.
Means I'm not taking him up on that. You all have been so helpful, and thank you. Your friend, looking at Jake. Right. And he kind of looks and goes, I appreciate you. Kind of like being calm, and he seems actually a little better for the conversation, getting this off of his chest a little bit. What would you all like to do?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to head out. I'm gonna thank the mayor for her time, and thank that scarred gentleman for his time, and look at the group and just give him a little head nod and start walking for the door. I'm ready to go.
Jake will, before Jake leaves this guy's side, I think this will work. So he will use, this doesn't take anything, it's prestidigitation. He was taught to do this because he's a mechanical dog. So he can't lick you. He doesn't have a tongue.
Oh no.
But he puts his nose near the guy's hand, and he prestidigitates the feeling of a dog licking his hand, and then follows towards the door.
Bye, little one.
I think as everyone's walking out, Speedy's gonna try to subtly talk to Mary and be like, so I mean, that's a really big reward. You probably have lots of other takers. We're probably not the first group. I mean, chances are the thing's dead before we even get there, right? Like, no chance we're the first.
She looks down. Well, it ain't the first to answer as such, but I hope you're the first to actually go do it. The others have just found other engagements.
Right. Cool. No, I'm happy to be the first to try. And he will follow Littlefoot out.
All right. As all of you walk out, you see this Infernus woman with a umbrella, like parasol over her head, black dress with what looks like kind of silver embroidery lining around it, leaning slightly up against the mayor's office. And as you all come out, she goes, well, look at all of you. Judging from that poster and what I've heard about all of you from the sheriff's office, you must be here to find your riches, right? Try to take down that monster. Do I have you pegged right?
Would I recognize this woman? Would she be someone known to me?
Yeah. She definitively is of the criminal sort. Why do you know her?
She seems like someone with a vested interest in maybe the purchase or acquisition of Essentia. Maybe she's a buyer that my syndicate works with.
like that. And then you can give her what's something very unscrupulous you know that she did in regards to Essentia.
Maybe her parasol has a dagger in the length, and if she sees a pocket on someone's belt, she has been known to take out the knife, slice the rope, and take the bag.
Very nice. And I asked, does you think she knows you?
I think she'd know me from the people who I associate with. Maybe she knows me by reputation more than she knows me by face.
Good. So, looks, and she does give you the slight nod towards Farla. So, do I have you pegged right then?
I'm gonna kind of look her up and down. Like, I've seen these sorts of people around Violence a couple times, and she doesn't look like she's up to any good. I'm not getting an answer. I'm just gonna kind of look her up and down, kind of give her a side eye, almost. You know, like I don't really want to give this person my time too much.
If I know who's asking, I know you'd be willing to help us.
Well, that's why I'm here, to help. So the question is, why would you want to go for a chest when you could have 10 chests? Am I right?
Say more.
Well, it just so happens that my current employer, Baron Radadestri, here is offering an army supply of essential for anyone who's willing to collaborate with this Colossus. Why should we fight such a thing that brings so much to our community? Sure, a few people died in its rising, and those who hunted it, well, they saw the error in their ways, I think, before the end, and we mourned that, of course. I went to the funeral myself. It was a beautiful thing. But what we know now is ever since it rose, all the Essentia there has been getting riper and more powerful. And even its things that it brings, all types of new and creatures, all there, making the Essentia just that more valuable.
Did you ever think to wonder why?
Why wonder why when you can profit? Am I right? Besides, I'm just here as a messenger. Because Violence Gulch ain't the only place thinking we need to fell this thing, and all this talk about the old gods rise and whatnot. This is probably just a coincidence. And even if it's not, a lot of profit can be made. And profit can get us all out of here if need be, right? All the Essentia you could want to live away from the dry lands. All you need to do to cash in on this is come on up right near the scar. Help protect it from people who might take offers like this. Keep it safe while it gets nice and ripe. And you'll get a portion of those profits, more than you could ever use in your lifetime.
Stop. Oh, sorry.
You see Shepherd Pugh's trying to keep a level face, but I'm just getting more and more angry.
I am in the same boat. Yeah. Listen, I'm not interested in what you're offering, lady. I don't know if I can speak for my friends here, but yeah, I'm this is where I live, and this is where my people are, and I'm not gonna let this thing roam about killing more innocents. So you got an issue with that? I'm right here, and yeah, I'll pass on your offer.
Let's not be so hasty. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna let it flatten the town and kill everybody. What means of collaboration are you suggesting with this being? My family has been worshiping these gods for quite a long time. Do you believe there's a means of cooperating?
Oh, indeed. All we're asking is you take up camp near, where the things roam. From what we can tell, as long as you don't trespass into the Essentia fields, they leave you right alone. Even its offspring, is what we're calling them anyway. Not sure what the thing would mate with. But, point being, you just see anyone else coming up there with a inkling to interfere in what clearly is a natural occurrence, that you dissuade them however you have to.
Presuming we, of course, don't get flattened ourselves.
You stay out of the fields, no flattening would really need to be a problem, would it? You stay out and keep others out.
Well, Littlefoot, Shepherd, Speedy, Phil, Jake, I think we keep open minds. I don't think we need to commit to nothing. Bit of information never hurt anybody. Bit more investigation can't hurt.
I can commit to being non-committal.
Yeah, I'm on the fence with this one, guys. I feel like the more time we spend being passive about it and not trying to take care of the issue, more people could die.
Oh,
I'm not too sure I want to be a part of that.
I'm there with you. I'm gonna want to scout out the Colossus before we do anything. So the way I'm looking at it, not taking immediate action is probably for the best anyways, just to kind of get a better look and plan things out. But you all would know Shepherd Pugh's opinion on this is these are not good and need to be dealt with.
Yeah, I mean, Speedy's gonna look at her and be like, so, I'm not the smartest, but let me get this straight. You want us to protect the unkillable thing that nobody wants to try to kill and pay us 10 times more than they will to do it. What's the angle? Makes no sense.
Angle is every time somebody gets in there, everything gets all messed up. It crushes the Essentia. We just wanted to let it take its course, keep people out of it, so that we can get the profits and everything that comes with it a little more quickly. That's all Baron wants. The better we keep people out, the quicker we all get paid.
It sounds to me like we're doing society a favor, preventing more silly people from going to try and kill it, no?
That's right. Well, you all go ahead and you can think it over. Just keep in mind, once you get up there, you want to know what side you're on.
What did you say your name was?
She kind of smiles. She goes, Elizabeth Fedry.
Well, it's mighty fine to meet you, Elizabeth.
And finally, to meet the famous Farla.
I think Farla's gonna feel a bit nervous about the fact that Elizabeth knows more than she knows about her.
Yeah. She kind of grazes in her. She kind of strokes her horns for a second and smiles with her sharp teeth and nods as she walks away, unless there's something else anybody want to do.
With Her? No. But as she walks away, I will wait until I'm sure she's out of earshot and then look at Farla and say, I feel like we're not all on the same page here.
I haven't decided the page in my book yet. But what I do know is that if we're gonna be in the realm of a giant mesa with legs, we should buy some dynamite.
I'm with you on that one. That sounds like a good time to me.
If worse came to worse, we should have a plan to blow it up. But
Oh yeah, I mean,
if worse doesn't come to worse, and we don't even meet any travelers on our way, and it's completely peaceful sitting at the edge of the rim of the Essentia Fields, I mean, I've never seen an easier payday.
I agree.
I'm not convinced that what it's doing is peaceful.
Let's see for ourselves. You could have a very fine point, sir. All right.
Jake was staring at this woman very confusedly for the entirety of the conversation. And after she's out of earshot and gone and everyone has said that, Jake kind of sits and looks at all of you and something clicks. And it's almost like another subroutine kicks in. And he speaks and his voice is different. And it almost feels like this is not a recording, but that it's almost like another subroutine under. And the voice comes out and says, these creatures are natural and not natural. They are of this realm and not. Whether gods or machines, they are dangerous. Trying to capture and control them is a folly that'll bring nothing but ruin. And it clicks off and he sort of dips and he's back again.
Yeah, Littlefoot's like, like, what was that?
Jake is confused. Does weird lady in dress want to die? Is that her plan?
Does that subroutine from Jake kick in? And is this the first time that's kicked in, or has Shepard seen that before?
Shepard might have seen it before.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we established, and I don't, since Arlo wasn't here last time, we've established that somebody built Jake. That's that little cave that was down in the corner. Hermit built Jake, and then the hermit disappeared, and Jake's been wandering. So people could put two and two together that hermit put some stuff into Jake.
Interesting. I wonder if I could try and figure out how to hack into Jake. Like, access Jake's underlying storage. Maybe not right now. Shall we?
We can say you've tried, and your fingerprints have almost grown back from the burns you got.
Ooh, good. I like that. Might have to try again. It was better when they were smooth. So in this town, are there enough people alive to have a shop or some kind of mining supply store?
Absolutely. And if you'd like, go there and ready enough. There's those, I would say you'd have enough kind of pocket money to probably, between what you'd all have, to get a set of dynamite for yourself. That's what you're going for. But yeah, there's still, here in the town, it's still very functional, still a very large town. It's just one of those things where you see people hold on to their purses a lot tighter. A few more broken windows. It's because of everything going on. It's just on the brink of going into like total lawlessness, and some of those things. A week without any type of enforcement is beginning to show its toll.
You're saying the dynamite would take all of our money?
Well, I guess I'm saying you can get some other things, but you can only afford one dynamite.
Yeah, I'm just saying because the way Speedy would think, and I don't know if this would happen at a mining shop, would be kind of like dad at a hardware store, right? Like I could buy the dynamite, or we could make the dynamite and try to see if we can get a deal on all the different components to make the dynamite. I don't know if that would be cheaper, but he's not trying to spend all his money on a stick of dynamite.
Yeah, and who knows if the thing even gets damaged by a stick of dynamite? I mean, it could
Right,
just be like a little firecracker to it. You know what I mean? Like,
Speedy
it
doesn't got
sounds
much
cool.
money to begin with.
Yeah, I'm in the same bucket there.
Should really
So-
get eyes on it.
Yeah, I think we
Assess
should
from
go
there.
see it first. I agree.
Could we pass by the stall at the very least?
Mhm.
The one that
course.
has rows and rows of dynamite on display with absolutely no security whatsoever.
Wonder what the row's gonna do.
All right. So, with the mine supply store and everything that it has, you do see there are two folk who man this. Both Galabada, though very much people of the city, and one individual here sits kind of like very thick and coarse clothing behind a desk that kind of looks out over through the window and out the door. And I would say, I think Farley, your eye definitely picks up another, a lot skinnier, that has just across their chest holding, while they've got their kind of feet on a chair, a shotgun.
Before anything else happens, Farla, I know you through your brother. Do I know your criminal activity, or do I just know you as a member of the church?
I think you would only know what my brother has told you, which is that I am a kind-hearted, innocent young lady.
Outstanding. Okay.
So full of shit.
Well, it's a mighty fine store you've got here.
Oh, well, thank you, young lady. I'm proud of it. Been here over 3 decades.
I can tell you've got your organization system down pat. And Father's just gonna like run her anthropomorphic hands across all the goods and maybe linger a little bit longer on a stick of dynamite and kind of admiring it.
Oh, yes, mighty fine. It's best you can get. I'll tell you that. Careful with it, of course. It won't just take your finger; take your whole chest.
That's
But-
perfect.
We have that. We have a plunger and everything you'll need to take care and get into that Essentia if you need to.
Interesting. Do you folks, Littlefoot, Speedy, do you see anything that interests you at all?
Sorry, did you say that the shop's run by Galapa?
Mm-hmm.
Speedy's probably, he's not smart, but he's probably recognizing what's probably happening here. So he's probably going to just step outside. Like, not totally against that you're going to steal from his poor species, but he's not going to witness it. So he's going to go outside and just post up on a post or something, bench.
So do these people seem like good people? Like, does this Galapa give off like just store clerk vibes, or is it like he seems like pretty grimy? Like, I know it's one of those Gulch. There's not a lot of good people here, so I'm kind of gauging whether or not I should help Farla in this scenario. Yeah.
Interesting. I'd say trying to decide kind of what this is. I mean, they definitely have this armed guard.
Yeah.
There. I would say this. I think that as far as the whole idea of good here in the dry lands is very rough.
Yeah.
You don't think this person is going out hurting, but you definitely would hear this gentleman who just goes by the name of the clerk at this point.
Okay.
They've given out loans and have
Oh no.
made sure people knew not to renege on them.
Okay.
You pay back to these people. So very loan shark would be kind of
Okay.
where they might go as far as
Yeah.
not like cold-blooded murderers.
Right, but just not the greatest people. How overpriced are these items? Would you say they were overpriced in terms of like in Gwelon's Gulch, like they're only there and they make them super expensive because they're not so available to other people, or
He's the only supplier. So for the
Okay.
most part, I'd say that they're. I don't even know. They are the price that they are.
okay, he's a scalper. I don't
the,
dig into scalpers.
Say a handful of Essentia or a handful of gold on your character sheets.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Farla and see if she's like looking mischievous or not. I want to know what the plan is here. 'Cause I'm interested. If we can get this dynamite, I mean, who knows?
Well, I was thinking, sir, you're a fabulous shop. It's so well organized. My friend Littlefoot here, he's also looking for some mining supplies just to get a little essential before that big old colossus comes by the town. Maybe you could show him where your finest wicks are for your lamps, or some
Yeah.
oil perhaps, or a pick. He's without anything really.
Yeah, guys, I have nothing. I'm really in need of these supplies. I'm gonna kind of walk over towards him and accidentally knock him over and make a big mess.
Oh my!
And trying to just fall into and kind of hit all these supplies over.
All right. We'll do. Is anyone else doing anything in this moment to help with this?
Oh,
Jake
man.
100% does not realize that this is a bit going on and scampers over Littlefoot to make sure Littlefoot's okay.
I'm like,
Yeah,
my arm.
Okay,
And
okay.
completely gets in the way.
I like that. So we're gonna do this. What we're gonna do? We're gonna do a group check, and of course, we're kind of learning to play the game. So I'm gonna pause and kind of go over it. So
Yeah.
the way this is gonna do is this is a presence. So you're gonna decide which one of you is gonna lead this. They're the person who makes the roll. Everybody else makes a roll based on how they want to help. And if they succeed, they add +1 to the main person's roll to try to help them take care of this.
Okay.
So maybe you can help me with the rules here, but obviously, while this big kerfuffle is occurring, I'm gonna slip as many sticks of dynamite as I can in my pack, under my skirt, in my pants, wherever I can fit it.
So we'll do it that way then. I like that. So we're going to say, well, if you want to, sounds like the best is that you would lead the roll.
Okay.
And the role here is to get this without them noticing, in which this is going to be finesse for you.
Okay.
And remember, if you have an experience that applies, you can spend a hope to get a +2.
I have an experience that can get us out if we fuck this up. All right, so finesse. Let's do this. Okay.
Yeah.
16 with hope.
Okay. So you have a 16 with hope. Now, this being the group, what we're going to do is, Sai, you're trying to like
Oh, I'm
Do the
making
no-
a distraction as much
no
as
deception
possible.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and give your presence to deceive.
18 with fear.
Okay.
Oh no.
So the fear doesn't. Oh, actually, it doesn't. Yeah. So take the fear there. Farley makes you mark a hope, and that would be currently 17 on this roll. And then Phil, you're just so. Jake, you're literally trying to help.
Yeah, he's trying to help, but he's the dog. He's getting in the way. So if people are trying to pick stuff
Yeah.
up, he's just
Give me like a finesse.
fast. All right. Let's move. Okay, just a 0. That is an 11 with fear.
Okay.
I don't like all this fear.
Yeah, this is not looking good.
And is the shepherd doing
Seed
anything?
is gonna explode in your pants.
Shepard is watching this occur and is starting to understand and is just preparing to intervene if things go bad. So I will not add or contribute to this roll.
Okay. So it's kind of so together then, taking advantage of this distraction and Jake's just earnest desire to help. I would say with hope, Farley, you're gonna get 2 basically stacks of dynamite here.
All right, neat, cool.
I
Thank
put in, and just as that, you kind of see the moment ending, and you know, okay, I gotta stop. Here.
With that, knowing that I've got only a limited time, and perhaps sensing that things weren't going so well on the other side of the room, can I try and duck out?
Absolutely. You're out, and this was successful. You're able to get your dynamite you want. And actually, since 3 of you are in here, I'm going to change it. You get 3 units of dynamite here, and you all can leave the store. All right, well, come on back if you need to. And
Oh, thanks, guys. Apologize.
Sorry, brief clarification. So because it was with fear, because it was still a high roll, but it was with fear, we succeeded?
yes,
The fear
Okay.
just gives Matt ammunition for later. That's
For
what
whatever he
like
wants.
The hope gives us ammunition. The fear gives him ammunition. So
Gotcha,
it doesn't
cool.
necessarily affect the.
Yeah. His
Yeah.
Gatling gun's getting ready.
and so incidentally, yeah. So and coming on out, what we'll say is, Farley, you succeeded with hope. Ultimately, was your deal with the rows. Cy and Jake coming out. Both of you just mark a stress for just like
Okay.
you're in the sketchy mode. They're like, what's going on? And they're like, you're not really like, don't you know about Wix? Like, and you started to go and you recovered and got out of there just enough time. But you're like, sure, 1 second more, that shotgun would have gone off.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay.
Yeah, I'm freaked out. I'm leaving though. I don't usually do this kind of thing, but in the moment it felt like a good idea, and it was. So I'm like stumbling out as I have some bruises from all the mining equipment falling on me.
That was impressive, Littlefoot. Well done. I should employ you.
Oh, it's no big deal. I don't ever do this, but yeah, it was fun.
Did
Yes,
you like how
Littlefoot.
your heart raced?
Little
Oh, it was
friend
good.
falls very well.
Yeah, he's got a point. Yeah, I do.
Speedy, you missed a great theater in there.
Yeah, you guys just did some window shopping. Great, cool. Didn't steal anything. Let's just that way.
Oh yeah.
All right. So where would you all like to go?
Guess we're gonna kind of look at Jake, right? He's the pack leader here in this scenario. Let's find us a Colossus.
Yeah, let's make our way outside the city, and then I will work with Jake to track this thing down.
Can we have our like tombstone walking to the OK Corral moment down the street? We're all just like doing that slow walk down the street.
Of course, with a big bag of suspicious-looking rods in for our.
Her
Everyone's
trash is
thinking,
just like full of
"That's the group?"
dynamite. That's funny.
Absolutely, walking down the road, and so at this point, why don't you all describe your mounts as you get ready to ride?
Ooh. Okay. Okay, I ride a rattlesnake, but the rattlesnake's rattle does not work. He is a pretty large-looking rattlesnake. Very odd color for your typical rattlesnake you'd see out in the desert. It's more of like a dark purplish color. It's got these nasty red eyes. Kind of just like it's just a piercing stare. But yeah, I got a good bond going, and it's my buddy.
Just next to it, tied up with a seemingly useless kind of bridle, is a giant scorpion. And it's more like it's convinced to sit there than it is actually tied up. And Fowler kind of climbs aboard.
Yeah, so Speedy has a giant tortoise as a mount that he calls Slow Ass because he's pretty convinced that he could just walk faster, even though he couldn't. So yeah, it's like a non-speaking variant, I guess, a distant cousin of what Speedy would be, I guess. But yeah, just like a slow saunter. But he's big, so like, you know, when you're slow sauntering and you're big, you do make some time, but not a whole hell of a lot faster than just walking. Maybe just a little bit more endurance.
Nice.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention my mount's name is Toothpick.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
A lessical.
I'll follow next to all the mounts as they take off, and then I will morph into a coyote myself, but a dark brown that's mostly faded to gray with age.
And Jake, as everyone starts leaving on their mounts to go into far distance mode, he shifts a little bit, his ears flip back, his tail actually shrinks and retracts a little bit. Everything goes to kind of make him sleeker.
Nice.
And you see steam start to come out of the side as essentially basically a supercharge kind of starts up to allow him to run faster. If anyone is familiar with the novel Snow Crash, there is a robotic dog in that it's a cyberpunk novel that befriends the protagonist, and at the end he rushes to help the protagonist, and the dog has internal monologue because he breaks all his limiters to go faster. And what he says is he decided to run fast, and he says, fuck the sound barrier, bring the noise. And that's what Jake does.
That's badass.
Okay, but no. You guys go on with that. I'll catch up. Don't worry about me.
All right. So then you all go begin riding across. Now your destination here is where?
So first, I'm just trying to get outside the city,
Mhm.
town area. And once we do, I'll find a spot that's somewhat protected, a little bit of shade, and then I will sit down and pull out essentially a peace pipe and start to do a ritual where I smoke a little bit of the essentia mixed with some herbs, and doing that, I will use my ability Gift the Tracker. And so, imbibing the essentia, I hope to use that to try to help me align with Jake and figure out where this Colossus is at.
All right. I like that. So why don't you go ahead then and give me instinct, please. And we've got a little boost in chat, so we'll let you add a d6 for advantage in that.
Outstanding.
I had a question for you. Do we know where this attack happened with the Colossus and the sheriff and everything? I
Probably should have asked.
was like, I'm looking at everybody. So guys, do we know where we're going? I'm like,
Jake does though, right? I think Jake. He said Jake knows like pinpoint where this guy is.
So, I got a 10 with fear. But in addition to that, gifted tracker, I can spend any number of hope, which I'll spend 2, and I can ask the GM that many questions from the following list. And the questions I will ask is how many of the colossi and its aberrations are with it, and then which direction did they go?
Okay. So the Colossi right now is a little bit of the southwest of the Iron Kettle. As far as how many aberrations, you push through and you see this thing now walking. Strange bird-like face of stone, and in fact a massive mesa as a body as it moves, and off of it as it goes drops all types of things. Looks like snakes with heads of wolves, strange scorpions, and spined lizards seem to move about it, all scratching, uprooting essentia that glows brighter than you've ever seen. Almost brighter than the sun itself. What else do you know?
Alright, so I will. Essentially, when I did that, it's like an out-of-body experience, and I saw that from the air, and I will relay that information to the group. This thing is to the southwest, and it has an uncountable amount of things with it.
I'm sorry, did you say snakes with the head of wolves?
Yes.
That's frightening, and I want absolutely no part of that. Thank you very much. If y'all could deal with the snakes, I'll take care of the scorpions. If you can't tell, I'm quite good with scorpions, actually.
Yeah, you seem pretty familiar. I'm gonna kind of look at your mount like, ugh, that thing looks creepy.
Oh, they're just as friendly as Jake if you can convince them.
All right.
So the
well,
southwest,
that's
did you say?
To the southwest.
All right.
I
So
think he said
southwest of their
southwest.
Iron Kettle, so it's going to be north for you.
North.
All right. So as you all move up,
So just real quick, as I would just imagine as you guys are all leaving, that's when I'm kind of arriving. Like, oh, yep. Good. We're already done with the rest part. Awesome. I'll be there in a minute. Go ahead. Sorry.
oh, good. You ride across, your mount's kicking up dust, going north. Of course, the tier itself, the water that flows, you see it there, and already you can tell things are different. Jake, you feel the power growing here. The energy is thicker. And you can see that there are more outposts. At least they were. Smoke rises. Where it looks like people have come to already take on the type of powered essentia, but have been driven off, burned. And there are ones as you ride by where you wonder if in that burning rubble you see a corpse or two. Someone's been chasing these people off. And just as almost instinctually, you have to slow your mounts. In the pause, you hear a mixture between a slither and a howl. And specifically, Farla, your scorpion kind of backs up as two much larger ones come out from behind an outcropping. Yellow and red crystal on their tails. That seem to not like your trespassing in this area in their territory. And with that, we're going to go ahead and see what you all want to do. So we'll show our map here.
Oh, this is so cool.
We've got minis.
All right, those we've got. All right, so we are entering at least our encounter that is probably a combat scene. I know, big thing, the base to where all these happen in here is you can do whatever you want. You can try to end something early, depending on what you want to do. So there's not like the entering combat in Dagard, but for all purposes, we're close to that. And Ardpron, please give me 3 wolf snakes on top of those scorpions, please.
Okay, you didn't say that.
And then mechanically, it's just we go until someone rolls fear and then you go type thing.
Yeah, so the way this kind of works is whoever would like to go first, you can kind of decide that you would go. And again, this is kind of our first combat, give you a feel for how this is all going to operate a little bit here. So there's also not quite like the turn order. So when one person goes, if you feel like you want to go, you can. And as a reminder, once per session, you can initiate with 3 hope a tag team maneuver, which is you both roll. You take the highest of those rolls. And we'll see. I'll try to remind you of stuff other way. But to start out, who'd like to go first?
I'd say positionally, I'm probably arriving last, so I think I'm not the person to go first.
Okay. I haven't introduced my companion yet, but I'm going to do that real quick with my first attack. I'm going to do kind of this whistle sound, and you guys are going to see... This is daytime, right? This is the middle of the day still.
Yeah.
I have a hawk. That's my companion. And I'm going to have it attack one of the scorpions. I kind of whistle for it, and it's going to kind of just dive out of nowhere and attack one of these things.
All
Let's
right.
see.
I'm gonna go get a walk.
So would I just roll the attack to hit it? Is that
Yeah,
how?
yeah. Roll your attack, and we'll see if you hit its difficulty.
I got an
Opposed to-
8
It's your duality dice. 8 with what?
fear.
8 with fear. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it dives in, and it's going to miss.
Oh, man.
So, well, it comes in. This is what
Yeah.
is actually going to happen. It's going to come on in, and it's going straight forward. It's what coming in with its claws, I assume.
Yeah. So actually, it's like one of those. There's a special falcon that uses speed to kind of do damage to its the things
Peregrine
it's-
Falcon, I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just as much speed as possible, and yeah.
Absolutely. So this it raises up, and essentially the scorpion raises to kind of counterattack at yours, blocking its claw speed with its claw, its pincer here. And
So
Oh
big.
man.
go. Yes. So as it raises its claws and goes, so because it's fail, I activate just to give a little bit of mechanics. And that would be a 9 for your companion
Oh.
as I go to their evasion.
Okay. Where do I see the evasion? Let's see.
Or their difficulty, depending.
Oh, it's 10, so it misses.
There you go. So, all right. In that case, so Yep, that was to the red. The yellow one now immediately moves up. I think that's going to be, I believe that's Farla and Jake. All right, so skittering up. It goes in. I'm spending fear for this activation. And I'm at 10 fear, by the way.
God, it's so gross.
So we're
What?
going down.
Every time we
And,
rolled fear, we armed him.
as that occurs, yep, I'm going to mark stress for them and 2 claws, one coming out at Farla, one coming out at Jake. Here, so first one at Farla is only a 6. And
She lives.
Jake, that's a 7.
So what am I comparing that to? My
Two-
evasion?
Yeah, your evasion.
Okay, that misses.
Perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and activate 3 more fear to take me down to 6. As seeing this, the wolf snakes come on in, slithering and howling and snarling. Looking, so they're going to go to the other 3, 1 to each. They are department. And the first one, its teeth bared, taking its bite over at Speedy, coming in. That's a 7. So it is. How do you get out of the way? What's this look like for you to dodge? And everyone can do it who's dodged so far.
So you're asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear what you rolled.
7.
Oh, 7? Yeah. I think this would be kind of one of those, like, Speedy's just showing up. He's rolling up and, like, almost inadvertently, because he's, like, grabbing. He's got a quarterstaff, so he's grabbing for his quarterstaff. And in that turn, he's trying to grab his weapon. Is it a snake? Just, like, accidentally is, like, lunging where he was. So he's not even trying to dodge it. He just happens to, like,
Oh my, yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
I love it. And then to go back, sorry, I meant to do this. Farla and Jake, how do you dodge when this happens?
I think Farla would have been on high alert because these are like quite scary. So perhaps in her anxiety, just managed to quickly move out of the way in a kind of deft manner.
Jake dodges just the same way that a dog does when it doesn't want you to get to it. So it's a lot of jerking and sort of hopping and making himself hard to hit.
Love it. The next one, bearing its fangs, going straight for the neck of Shepard. That is a 9.
That would be a miss.
All
So
right.
as I'm still in travel form, I'm kind of taken aback by this thing, but I kind of gather my wits right as it comes up, and if you'll allow it, if there's going to be another attacks against me, as I jump back, I shift from a coyote to a wolf form.
Okay. Fair enough. As the last one here taking its bite at Sai. Sorry, not Sai. Littlefoot.
Yeah.
That's going to be 11.
It misses.
All right, how's Littlefoot get out of the way?
you got crazy evasion.
I got 13.
Whew.
Yeah, I'm a slippery frog. So I'm just gonna do the frog jump. Just jump right back
I love
out of the way. Yep.
All right, so as my spotlight, I'll pass the spotlight back to the group.
How many are in melee range of Jake at the moment?
Looks like 2.
2?
Scorpion and one of the
One of the wolf snakes.
Okay,
Wolf snakes.
that's
Yeah.
good enough. So Jake, sort of after he's dodged, he hunks down near them. You hear what actually sounds like a growl coming out from the back of his mouth, and all of a sudden the parts of his body that are red heat up even more, and he starts giving off steam. And essentially it's almost like a blast of steam heat. This is called Wild Flame. I'm going to make a spell cast roll, and we'll see what happens if I hit them. So that's a 14 with fear.
Okay. I will take the fear. That will hit both.
Okay, so they're each going to take 2d6 magic damage. Not great rolls, that's 3 apiece.
Okay. So that's 3 damage each?
Yep.
All right. So that's enough to mark 1 HP for any of those keeping track here. All right. So your bites, the flames come burn the hairs of the wolf snake, and the scorpion starts to back up, kind of raising its tail, understanding where more the danger may be. Who'd like to go next?
Sorry, forgot because I didn't read all the way. They each also mark a stress.
Perfect.
Alrighty. I think now having become intimately familiar with the operation of the wolf snake rather, using Caprine Leap, my fawn-like legs are going to vault me to within very close range of the 3 snake wolves.
Yeah.
And I want to cast Hail of Daggers, which will Rain of Blades, different game. And instead, it will hopefully hit all of them. Shall I do my spellcast roll? Let's do this.
Absolutely.
That is 18 with hope.
That's going to hit. Mark your hope. Take a hope.
Woohoo! Oh, but that used a hope, by the way, so I'm actually net 0. And the damage roll for each of them is D8 plus 2, which is for the first fella 6.
Okay.
Oh, are we doing damage per or damage for all?
It's damage for all because it comes down. So it's damage of the spell.
Oh, 6 then.
So hits everyone, spell for everyone. Very good. So I'll tell you, this is major damage for them, which means they're going to mark 2 HP. So describe how this comes down and gets them.
So it's going to appear as though the daggers levitated out of Fala's pockets and quickly flew across the desert or across the sands and into their sneaky gullets.
So do I take out all the stinkies?
It just damaged them.
Okay.
All right, so as it's now sticking out of these beasts, and as the daggers come in, now did you mean you wanted to leap away from the scorpion? Is that part what you were doing?
That's right. I would have leapt kind of over it, I guess.
Yeah,
into
over
the
it,
close
kind
range.
of right
Yeah.
by there. Yeah. So very close. She's a little bit ways back from him. There you go. About that. Yeah, that's about right. So as you throw these daggers out, it's about like, and in them you see the blue glow of powered essentia, kind of like almost it looks as though like their organs and what's vital to them are moving out of the way, powered by the risen colossus. Very much tougher than snakes should be. And who'd like to go next?
I'll go next. So, in my wolf form, I will kind of weave in between the snakes and Farla and Jake's attacks against the scorpion, and I'll nip at its hide and try and take a bite out of its tail.
Nice. So moving over to the yellow one.
I'd be just behind it.
Which character is that? I don't know names yet.
That would be Shepherd Pugh.
Shepherd.
So I got a 20 with fear.
Ooh, very nice.
And then when I succeed on an attack against the same target as an ally who acts before me, I add a d8 to my damage roll.
Ooh.
So I will do 2 1s, so 4 damage.
All right. So this is a bite at it.
Yes.
All right. So grabbing it as it's able to shift slightly, so you're getting mostly armor, but you are piercing it just a bit, enough for it to notice you. Here, as would like to go, so we keep this rolling.
It was fear. I think it's you.
So no, it's only on a fail.
Oh, I thought it was fear. Sorry.
It was in the playtest.
Got it. So it's fail now, and okay.
Yeah, however I
Fear
can
just
like,
gives you ammo.
I can spend a fear to go when I want.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'll take a shot at it.
All right.
I'm gonna take a shot at the yellow scorpion, with my rifle. Let's see, 18 with fear.
Ooh, that's gonna hit.
Oh yeah, just real classic Western style. Just gonna cut that sucker back and just take a shot, and I'm pretty accurate, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit.
Yeah. Leveling it out, hitting right in its back. What we got? What's the damage?
Yeah, sorry. Let's get it here. 10.
Ooh. All right. A little bit of gut spurt out the other end as pieces of it fall. It is wobbling, but still up. And
Oh,
possibly
man.
even more dangerous.
It's
I'd like you to
oozing
know
out.
that my mount shivers when it sees this.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I think Speedy would kind of continue that motion he was doing and do a kind of half-cocked swing at the one in front of him, kind of coming back up and be like, oh ugly, and try to hit the thing that hit him.
Yeah.
Just with his quarter staff, because that's what he does. Do I just click on the thing that's plus the?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That'll roll the dice.
Where does it roll the dice? I clicked it.
So if you
Oh, there,
click
it's all
on
the
it,
way on the left.
yeah,
Sorry.
left, yeah.
That is 15 with hope.
Okay, that does hit. Mark your hope.
Cool. And that is 11 damage.
Okay. So that is major as it comes down and there's a cracking of the scales on top of the scorpion. As I'm going to spend a fear. And it raises its stinger. And it tries to go directly towards your chest there, Speedy. For a nat 20 for me. Which means I crit.
I think that hits. I think that it's not a crit, right? You need to do doubles, right?
Oh, not
Oh no,
not
you
me.
crit on 20.
I
Shit.
crit on 20. Y'all crit on double.
Oh,
That is unlucky.
it's gonna be okay.
Use your shell! I'm gonna yell at him.
Okay, so that is going to be so that's 8 plus 5 for 13 physical damage.
Okay, that would be a major, but I'm gonna do one of them armor slots and make it a minor.
Okay. All right. And as it comes in, you feel like corrupted Essentia essence begin to move through your body. You are poisoned. And
Okay,
So
it's fine.
you have to roll a d6 before you make an action roll.
Okay.
So on an attack, on a result of 4 or lower, you have to mark a stress.
Okay. Is there a way to mark the condition so I don't forget it? Just remember. Oh, up here. I see it.
It might not be up there. You might have to kind of make a little note on the poisoned.
I can put a note poisoned.
Yep.
And it's I roll a d6 before any action.
Yep. And so, and then you'd be able to take care of this either with a rest or basically spending an action to try.
What's the number that makes me bad for me?
4 or lower.
So that's bad. It's a big percentage.
Absolutely. Going over that, I'm going to go ahead and do another fear and have the scorpion that's surrounded do some stuff. Make sure that stays the same. Because the fun thing with my scorpions is if they succeed on an attack, I get a fear. Because they're scary.
Evil man.
So with this, as you move out, it will strike out at this point behind it, this thing that bit them over to Shepard. Shepard, that is an 18 to hit.
Yeah, my evasion's not that good.
Okay, so that is going to be 5 physical damage for you, and you're going to be poisoned as well.
All right.
Just so I know contextually, in terms of the ranges, what is the distance? Because I'm the furthest to the right in Jefferson. What are we in? Very close? Are we in far? What's our?
Absolutely. Let's go over the ranges. So melee is directly next to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you have very close, which is essentially where Farla is around. And then there's close, which, like on a battle map, would be about 6 squares or so. So you are Speedy's probably close to Shepard. And then from then on, they're pretty much very close.
Okay, so Shepard is just out of very close range. Got it.
Yeah, for the most part. And again, a lot of this is a little bit more like feeling your way through it, because you could move anywhere within close on your turn. Then there's far, which is essentially over 30 feet away, and then very far, which is more like 100 feet away. And over. But for our purposes, if you're ever off what map we've set up, you're out of range. So this is kind of the way it kind of goes through there, if that makes sense. If you're trying to kind of figure out those pieces. Biggest thing you need to know is you can move up to close on your turn without having to make a roll. So as long as it's nothing like that, you have a lot of things you can do. But with that, I'm active. That was the thing. So you have the poisoned as well, Shepard. Same thing with the D6. And yep, I saved that fear. So now I'll spend my 3 fear for my snakes. So they, trying to press their advantage, will bite out here once more. And now we're going to go ahead to Farla, Littlefoot, and Jake. So starting with Farla first. Actually, yeah. I'm going to do it. Farla, that's a 19.
Oh yeah, she can't leap that fast.
Okay. Going straight at your neck for 10. And as they do, they begin to shred into your armor, and you mark an armor slot because of their teeth.
I'm actually gonna your shield that, because she's in very close range.
Yeah.
Ooh.
When she would take damage, I can mark a stress and stand in the way, and mark a. I can mark any number of armor slots to decrease it.
Okay, so Speedy moves in front of Farla.
Because he's so fast.
Yeah. In this moment, what's that look like? Do they get suddenly fast, or what do they do?
I think he's got his little jolt of adrenaline, and he's going to do almost like a little Ninja Turtle-y, like one arm. It's not going to be very. It's like almost like Chris Farley-esque cartwheel, right? He's going to put the one arm down and kind of like just get his body over there. Yeah.
All right.
He uses his shell. It's his shell that's getting in the way.
I gotcha. Perfect. All right, so we move Speedy for Farla, And then, so that's 10 coming to you. You do have to take off an armor slot automatically.
It says I stand away and make myself the target. When I do take damage from this attack, I can mark any number of armor slots. So I'm using my thresholds.
Yes.
So now I just have to mark 1.
I don't think you have to either if you didn't want to, so it's like an option. You can take the damage if you want to just tank it. It's kind of, I think that's how it works. I play a
Yeah,
Guardian
that's
in
fine.
another game.
Well,
Yeah.
it sounded like something else was going to happen too. So
Yeah. So I'm saying automatically you lose an armor slot by this attack. And then you can choose to mark one to reduce the damage threshold if you want.
yeah. So I'm marking the 1 stress to do it, and I'm doing one slot to reduce it to 0 damage
Okay, then mark an additional one.
because of the thing.
Because
Yeah.
of the shredding.
Because it shreds your armor.
Got it.
Attack.
100%.
Do you regret this yet? Are you sure you don't want me to take the damage?
No, this is what Speedy was built for.
Oh, this is the best. Thank you.
I love it. All right.
Not gonna lose another one.
Oh! And now you're in melee range. Excellent.
All right. The next one actually is going to go ahead and spend an additional fear. And we see it's going to activate a fun ability. See what it goes. So it begins to kind of like almost like cough as it seems like it's gathering bits of Essentia like from its gullet, ready to release it out. And
I think you could all hear Fala just say quietly, "Wonder if we could mine this. Mine this Essentia."
all right, so it just keeps doing that, but then it's going to go ahead and do its attack on Littlefoot here for 16.
Nom, nom, nom.
Oh yeah, you hit me.
Okay, so that is going to be a total of 9 physical damage as the fangs come in and it shreds your armor.
So I'm taking 2 more slots because you're shredding it, right? And then I'm gonna take 1 armor slot also because I want to reduce it down to minor.
Nice.
So yep.
All right, what's it look like to use your armor in this way to like kind of take the damage?
Well, I don't really have really great armor. I'm wearing like this leather vest, kind of like very cowboy-esque looking gear. But yeah, I got this. I kind of take pride in what I'm wearing, so it just cuts open my my vest, just shreds it, and you can tell I'm really irritated by this because I'm taking damage, but also he's ruining my favorite vest.
Oh,
And,
no.
yeah, so.
Amazing. And then against Jake, this is a 17 as it bites.
Yep, but it's
That's 5 physical, shredding some of your armor.
Okay.
What's it look like for Jake's loser armor?
it's his body. It's just the reinforced plating on his body. So it just starts, some of the plates start to get cracked and shredded. You see more of the glowing heat and glowing Essentia underneath.
Nice. I'll pass the spotlight back to the party.
I mean, I think with all this happening, Jake would move forward because he can get right between all 3 of those things. And the heat just radiates from his entire body. And he does the wildfire again because it can target up to 3.
Nice.
So, good. Okay, that is a 18 with hope.
Ooh, take your hope and does these attacks.
Better damage this time. That's not bad. That's 9 damage to each of them.
Oh, nice. Scorpion and then the 2 snakes. Okay, I need you to describe how you. So, how do you want to do this against the giant scorpion and one of the snakes?
Okay, I think that since this is this sort of it's just almost like a microwave attack. So I think you just see the scorpion, it just cooks in its shell, basically. And potentially it just, because you said that the Essentia was sort of shifting around.
Yeah.
And I think that it can't shift away from just the overarching heat coming through. And the Essentia organs just start to crack and fall apart.
I love it. They crumble. Would like to go next?
I also killed one snake, right?
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna jump back to kind of get some distance from these guys. I jump back to the little ledge right behind us. It's kind of like that little thing
You
up
want to go
there.
up on it?
Yeah, like right there. It'd be perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. And what would that be considered? Far or like medium range? What would that be considered? I have like a very far range on my weapon, so I can.
Okay, I would give you far for getting up there.
Okay, perfect. If it's okay with you guys, I'd like to make an attack as I jump back onto this rock.
Let's go.
The one that died was the one that I injured previously, so that one's gone. I'm gonna go after the red scorpion, and I'm gonna just take a shot at it. Got a 9 with fear. Not so accurate today.
Okay, as that hits off the rock, these things look. Two of this has been incinerated as beasts. They kind of go off. They begin to back off, thinking this isn't as easy as they spend fear. As the wolf snakes begin to howl, and you begin to hear strange noises echoing across the plains as the scorpion and wolves make their way and scatter away from you. And that's where we're end for tonight.
They ran away.
Oh, It's
How-
okay, we'll get 'em next
It was the
time.
bullet. It was the bullet that I shot, guys. Trust me.
Yeah, we're
reflected.
totally fine.
Yeah.
All right. With that, everyone watching the stream, we are done for tonight, and we'll come back playing our Daggerhot Colossus of the Drylands next week. See you then.